played 4 games, a 191 goals against average, 925 save percentage.
She is so quick that even when you think she's behind a rebound, she's not, and that's been the strength of her game.
Well, she's really been one of the best college goaltenders in her career at Northeastern, coming in and one of the key players that this Boston team decided to build around before the draft, adding her before as one of those pre-draft free agent signees as we get a icing call. Puck come back to the Boston end of the ice.
So setting up real quick, a couple things to watch early on. There's a lot more space behind the nets here than there are in most rinks. So it's a huge gap between the goal line and the end boards. Montreal is a big-time pressure team. How aggressively will they play below the goal line in the offensive zone for fear of Boston making one quick pass and trapping 2 forwards?
And we talked to Boston head coach Kessel, and she said that that's something that's been a theme so far, not getting drawn down below the goal lines. And we've seen a lot of plays start from back behind the net as Rattray dumps the puck in, stopped by Chuli on the bounce.
No, offensively, when you watch Boston play here, they have used that net back pretty well. They haven't had a ton of games here, but they've manufactured some real good chances by using the amount of space that's back there. So the challenge for Montreal coming in as the road team, engaging that, is how aggressively do they want to play below their own goal line. They're a really good backboard team in both ends.
That puck bouncing out ahead of Hillary Knight, who is now playing on a line with Sophie Shirley, trying to get her offense going a little bit. She got her first goal of the season last game as Shirley gets the chance on goal, and Chuli stopping her with the pads. But Hillary Knight, that overtime game winner to get her season starting with the scoring. We'll get a look at that last chance. Gigi Marvin out to take the draw for Boston. Possession to Montreal. These two teams met for the first time out in Canada. It was an overtime win for Boston to take that away from Montreal on their home ice, and now Montreal looking to repay the favor to Boston here at their home rink. They have only 1 win on home ice this season, and that was last game against Minnesota, the overtime win here at Tsongas Center as that puck gets redirected out of play.
When you're launching a new venture like this, there's a lot of buzz at home games. A lot of people want to come by and say hello. Ceremonies before games, sometimes getting started is tough.
Keller tries the backhand pass out in front, doesn't make it through. And like you mentioned, it's not just been Boston that's been struggling at home. It's been pretty much uniform around the league. A lot of the inaugural games hosted, in Toronto, in Boston, those are all won by the road team. So now things are settling in to see Kaylee Fracken lay the big check. She had a few penalties last game as well as a goal. She is one of the players on this Boston team that can set the tone physically.
She came in like a guided missile, and really nice job finishing her check. And Boston trying to get some heartbeat up early in this game with some physical play.
Mueller gets the puck in deep, taken off the wall by Rattray.
Think about what you want to do in the beginning of a game, right? You want to create some good chances, you want to establish pace, and you want to lay a couple good hits. And Boston's got that done in the first 3 minutes.
Puck turned over. Montreal having a hard time transitioning out of their own end of the ice. A good forecheck set up by Boston. That's something they've been working on since the start of the season. It's been a while since these two teams played together, and a lot has changed for the styles of both of these teams. Puck dragged behind the net, shot off the back of the goal of Frankel. Tabin takes a shot, that goes wide. Puck bounces back up to the point for Dow. Carrying it into the corner. Pass, but no one home. Tabin pinching in for Montreal. 16:25 left to go in the first, still scoreless here at Tsongas. Dow shot from the point.
Keep your eye on Tabin,
wide.
9 and light. She is dynamic.
One of the top defensemen in this league. Boston has one of their own as well, Megan Keller, considered to be one of the best defensemen in the world, as Boston able to get the puck out. Rattray pushing it forward to the neutral zone. Lobbed in off the glass by Tabin. Knight up ahead for Shirley. Shirley into the slot for Knight. Her shot goes over the net.
Second time this line has set up a really good chance with utilization of a trailer coming in late.
That puck turned over to Brandt, bouncing, settled by Shirley for another chance. She's already had a few shots on goal early in this first period. Pinched in at the point, now the puck coming into the neutral zone where Sydney Morin will play it. Skating up ahead, she is one of the best at doing that. She takes the shot low off the pads of Chuli. Shopsaw looking for the quick re-entry. That'll give Boston a chance to change out. When Kautsy back on the ice, she served a one-game suspension last game, hopping back in the lineup today. It's been a week since both of these teams have played with that mandatory 4-day break for the All-Star game, the PWHL showcase. That shot by Keller doesn't quite make it through to the net. Puck loose out in the crease. Marvin getting one shot, pushing it back to the point. Keller to Fratkin. Fratkin drifting down, banks the pass to Marvin off the end wall. Cycling it forward for Wenskowski, but the puck taken away and sent down. No icing as it took a redirection in the neutral zone.
What a job by Keller. 5 in green. She knew that she had pressure coming from the backside. Got the puck released to the net, created a secondary chance of a good shot that had a rebound, but it's just smart knowing footsteps coming behind her.
Here's Poulin dropping the pass. Chance in front for Vanasova, and coming the other way is Pelkey for Boston. She gets it in deep. It's this top line on the ice for Montreal that has been so dangerous. Poulin, the second best goal scorer in the league as of this point, 6 goals on the season. And last time these two teams met, a lot of Montreal's offense came off the rush, especially from that line. Pelkey gets it back, sent wide by Cheyenne Darkangelo.
And Chuli's had to be good here early. And the key for her is not a lot of secondary opportunities for Boston. There was one that was right in front, but for the most part, good rebounds.
Claire Dalton puts that shot wide, coming out of a good career at Yale. One of the depth players on this Montreal team. She'll skate off the ice for the line change. Tabin being pressured by Jamie Lee Rattray and this top line for Boston. That pass picked off by Sophie Jakes.
And we'll get into a little bit of that depth component as the broadcast goes on, but depth is a very key word. And with the way that the league was structured with 6 teams, there's a lot of it.
A steal by Boston. Shirley puts it off the post. Boston maintaining possession. Mueller at the point. One-time chance by Jakes. Blocked point blank. Puck put behind the net of Chuli and poked out to the neutral zone. Some really good offense for Boston on that last shift.
Nice shot blocked by Stacy, who then tried to cheat the process by slipping out of the zone and almost got burned turning around, but a great job blocking the shot.
Hannah Brandt takes it in for Boston. Around the boards tonight, who gets it back to Brandt behind the net, trying to draw the defense down low. Fratkin at the right point, slides it across to Keller. Her shot goes low on goal. Chuli having to make another stop. Knight behind the net, backhand pass out in front, looking for Brandt. Montreal taking it back over. Leah Lum starts the outlet, but it's turned over in the Montreal end of the ice. Gigi Marvin doesn't get much on that shot. Bette hops for the lob in, and Montreal will switch out. That pass picked off in the neutral zone, dropped across. Vanasova getting the shot into the chest. We have seen some fast play and some physical play here in the first. Puck to the point, held and sent into the corner where it's grabbed by Emily Brown. Keppel was trying to pinch down to keep possession for Montreal. Boston ices the puck.
Nice job on the faceoff by New York here.
Yeah, matching that Hannah Brandt, Hillary Nightline with the pull-in line in this period, and she draws the penalty. It was Vanasova crossing into the slot, and it's a delayed penalty coming up against Boston. Get the extra attacker on the ice and truly to the bench. Brandt touches the puck, and Montreal will go first to the power play.
Brandt, who's a key defender, key defensive player, will sit for 2 or less. See, the puck came loose in front of the net. There's the little bit of the hook stick onto the hands, and it is almost automatic. As soon as your stick is parallel to the ice and in on the hands, officials' arms are generally halfway up.
So Montreal to the power play. They haven't had a lot of success so far this season, just 4.2% on the power play, 1 power play goal, but such firepower on this first unit and second unit. They like their personnel, they just haven't seen the puck go into the back of the net, and that's been a theme across the PWHL so far. Some power plays that look like they should be good on paper just haven't quite started scoring yet.
You know what's interesting? In all the years I've done the World Junior Tournament, power plays tend to struggle a little bit early on in the tournament as new teams are getting together and getting used to each other. Then all of a sudden you get towards the medal round, January 2nd, and you can't stop anybody's power play. So it's just a connection thing, and once it connects, it's really hard to stop.
Tabin gets the puck in deep, holds behind Franco. Murphy up to the point, takes the shot, that makes it all the way through, hit Frankel in the arm. Possession stays with Montreal. Vanasova down into the corner, around the boards for Poulin. Poulin sends across, Vanasova to the point for Ambrose. Back to Poulin. A one-time try by Vanasova doesn't end up going on goal, only got part of the puck. Boston can't make the clear. 37 seconds left to go on the power play for Montreal. Poulin to the point. Ambrose looking to bank it low to Laura Stacey. Poulin to Erin Ambrose. Gets it back. Her shot hit the traffic in the slot. Didn't make it onto Frankel. 15 seconds left to go in the power play. Poulin. Vanasova. Ambrose one-timer from the point. Stopped by Frankel. She dives on the puck and covers up.
We have talked about Frankel and the speed and agility that she has. Whenever she looked like she might be out of it on a rebound, she's really not. She's able to keep the puck out in front of her.
Only 7 seconds left remaining on this Montreal power play. Boston's Gigi Marvin wins the faceoff. Keller puts the puck to the wall. 2 seconds left, and out of the box comes Hannah Brandt. Boston kills off the penalty, and we are back to 5-on-5. Brandt ahead for Gigi Marvin, loses her footing going for the puck. Fratkin for Boston, back to Jakes. See if the power play gives any momentum to this Montreal team as Jakes puts that shot wide. Kick forward by Jillian Dempsey, who is very familiar with Boston, playing her entire collegiate career as well as pro career here. Played at Harvard and then 10 seasons with the Boston Blades and Boston Pride. That chance by Gable goes wide. Boston starting to cycle as the puck comes out to the neutral zone. Just off by Leah Lum, ahead. Too far out in front of Bete. Boston struggling to get it out. It's a turnover made to Marchment. Boston gets it back. Big hit along the boards. Kennedy Marchment laying the check. Lum puts the puck right into the glove of Erin Frankel. What did you see from that first chance look at that special teams between these two teams?
Well, first of all, goaltending is the most important part of your penalty kill, and if your goalie's your best penalty killer, you are in business, and she was great. The other thing for Boston was I thought they did a pretty good job around the front of the net, boxing out, not allowing Montreal to get 2 or 3 real good looks off the initial shot.
Maureen Murphy with possession high in the Boston zone. Defended by Shirley. Murphy's shot gets blocked. Sophie Shirley having a great game so far for Boston. A few chances on goal. She's one of the younger players on this Boston team. Graduated from Wisconsin at the end of last season. 6 games played, 2 assists, no goals yet, but it seems like she's been close already here today and so many other times in the earlier parts of the season.
It's amazing how many good players have come out of Mark Johnson's program at the University of Wisconsin. He's won, I think, 5 national titles there. The program is always in contention, and they always have a roster that is star-studded.
Sophie Shirley, the draft pick in the 11th round, so found her later in the draft, and she's been a contributor here so far. Has a bright future in Boston as Fratkin takes the check this time. And that one put just wide. Fratkin moves the puck ahead. No one there to receive the pass. Darkangelo pressuring. And Lafort will opt for the dump in and the change. Jake starts it back out for Boston. Turnover in neutral ice. Skating it forward is Stacy. Stacy also one of the players on this Montreal team to participate in that PWHL showcase on All-Star Thursday up in Toronto.
She certainly understands the concept of puck protection. She is really good when she's got the puck in open space, but when she wants to take it into traffic, and she's not afraid to, she does a really nice job of using her body to protect pucks as she drives towards the net, and that's why she's had the success that she's had.
And Coach Chevery telling us that her shot scares goalies when she gets a chance to get it off.
It's heavy.
Mueller gets the puck back, poke checked, and so the puck comes to the wall. Gable, who has found a lot of chemistry with Mueller over the first few games, has the puck now. And now they're trying to pair those two with Jamie Lee Rattray. Keep the chemistry of Mueller and Gable alive, but allow Hillary Knight to drop down a line and try to find some chemistry from her as well. First period of play, everything still scoreless. Shots all even at 7. Ambrose at the point, takes the shot. That was blocked in front by Jess DiGirolamo. Ambrose moves the puck ahead to Vanna Silva, looking for a Poulin, who is crashing towards the net.
Good transition by Montreal. That looked a lot like what their game should look like and what Corey Chevrier is trying to do.
Quick passing here with this first line. Ambrose going on goal. She puts it in on the backhand. The defenseman, Aaron Ambrose, going to the net, beating Aaron Frankel. It's 1-0.
Oh, Corey Chevrier's got to be excited about this one as her team gets the opening goal of the game on a really nice drive to the net by the defenseman Ambrose, who walks in off the blue line and makes the play. But this all started way back about a minute ago with Montreal in really good transition. They got a puck in the blue line, they quick up, they gain the offensive zone, they kept some pressure on, move pucks around, and allowed Ambrose come in. Montreal's got a really active defense. You saw a great example of it there as Ambrose with a good shot and then a good net drive.
Ambrose's second goal of the season, 5th point with Montreal, leading all Montreal defensemen in that category. She's had a great offensive presence for this Montreal team. The first-round pick, 6th overall, someone that was important for this Montreal franchise to target because of her ability, such a strong defender, but also ability to lead the offense.
Two-way defensemen, it's the way today's game goes. I remember teams used to build a defense core where you had 1 or 2 defenders who can go and 4 monsters. Now it's the other way around. And you got 5 that can go and 1 who can keep the piece back there.
And they have Katie Tabin on their blue line as well. That's been at times a pair that this Montreal team goes to really great defenders. They said when they were building this team, they wanted to focus on, after they had already signed Poulin and some of the other superstars, they wanted to focus on their penalty kill and their defense in order to match up against these top players in the league. Going towards the net is Jakes. She's pushed away from the front of the goal. Mueller around the boards to Sophie Shirley. That puck rolls over top of her stick. Taken out by Longinaire, and puck goes out of play.
Jegs with a good early rush. You're seeing better players. A lot of what worked at the NCAA level, not necessarily going to work against seasoned pros.
And then on the other side, you have some players who've been pros for over 10 years and have played internationally, have a lot of experience, and have been working on their game outside of college for a long time. I like the mix of some of those well-known international players as well as the best college players in the country. Keppel takes a shot, stopped by Aaron Frankel, who we mentioned, one of the best goalies to ever play in college hockey at Northeastern.
Excellent release by Keppel. Keppel has really impressed me as a defender that can two-touch it, receive it and deliver, receive and deliver. It's been a good part of her game. It's the reason that she can generate some offensive chances, very much like all of her compadres on that Montreal blue line.
Yeah, right. Keppel actually used to play for Courtney Kessel back at Princeton, so those two know each other well, and Coach Courtney Kessel told us that she texted her before the season started and just congratulated her on making the pros in the PWHL and playing for Montreal.
And they play one of the great rinks of all time, does Princeton. Hobie Baker Rink on the campus of Princeton University is just an absolute classic. If you ever get an opportunity, put it on your bucket list as one of those college rinks you want to go watch a game in.
Stolen and skated forward. Taking it back behind the net. Jake's able to take the puck away from Dalton and take it the length of the ice back behind the net of Julie, who feels like hasn't been tested in a few minutes. Puck to the point, whipped towards the net by Sydney Morin. Under a minute left to play in the first.
I feel like Montreal has cleaned up their defensive end a little bit in terms of their defenders sticking a little bit more to the goal line versus committing, going low to the backboards and creating all kinds of space behind them.
Puck around the boards, tapped up the wall by Emily Brown, but held in by Lafort. 30 seconds left to play in the first. She has Ambrose at the point, decides to drop it back deep into the corner. Taken over by Rattray. She skates it, and her shot lifts high over the net. Another outlet by Montreal. Get past center ice with Emily Brown. One last dump in as time expires on the first. They're underway in the second. Mueller has her pass picked off by her former teammate Maureen Murphy. One of the best lines ever at Northeastern. Played together at final season. They were all fifth years, and they had just one of the strongest top lines in all of college hockey last season.
Murphy's fun to watch. We talk about players with separation speed, and this league it's hard to get separation speed because basically top to bottom, you got a lot of good players who can skate, but Murphy can really get away from the pack with the puck on her stick.
And Mueller, one of the best setup players in the league. Those two set each other up for a lot of goals. They're also on that line with Chloe O'Rar, who plays professionally for New York. Knight on the forecheck puts the puck back out in front of the net, but it's cleared out of harm's way. Taken ahead by Laura Stacy. She's challenged by Emily Brown. Bette along the wall. Puts it around the board for Gabrielle David. Stolen by Emily Brown. Knight, the backhand pass, 2-on-1. If Boston can maintain possession, Shirley fights towards the net and gets the shot off as she fell down.
There's nothing worse as a defenseman than a bouncing puck in front of you.
Knight whacks that hard but wide. She has one of the best shots in the league where she tees off like that.
You know what it's like? It's like receiving a punt and having it bounce in front of you, and you're trying to field it without touching it for a fumble.
Morin winds up and takes the shot. Teresa Schaafsal handling the puck for Boston. 2 minutes gone in the second period. Boston looking for the equalizer. Cindy Morin stops and pushes the puck forward to Gigi Marvin, having to settle the puck. At the point, Morin takes the shot, blocked by Stacy. Montreal looking to transition quickly the other way, but some tired players on the ice will switch out.
And a smart line change. That's something young players need to realize, that when you get towards the end of your shift, you don't extend it, especially in the second period where it's a long change. So instead of risking getting stuck out there, they make a really good change, get the next line on to apply pressure. An important lesson, line change intensity and line change IQ.
Gazal sends the puck down to the end wall. Eldon at the point by Leah Lum. Looking to go back to the point for Lum, but instead the puck is picked off. Fourth line out on the ice for Boston. It was Wenskowski who made the steal. Montreal back the other way. Marchman drops the back pass, but it was read well by Taylor Gerard, who scored in last game for Boston, has 2 goals on the season. She scored against Montreal the last time these two teams played. She has the only jailbreak goal for Boston, as she is one of their better penalty killers. Megan Keller maintains possession along the boards.
You like the jailbreak rule?
I do. I personally think it makes the power play penalty kill more interesting. I don't know how much the NHL players would like it, but I mean, maybe if Patrice Bergeron would have loved it when he played, but it works well for those players that are aggressive penalty killers, like Taylor Gerard. Vanasova sends the pass across. Pilon finding it and sending it to the point. Ambrose looks for the redirection. Murphy got a stick on it. The other way comes Jamie Lee Rattray going against Ambrose. Shot low off the pads, gets her own rebound, puts it off the post.
What an effort. She's been great today, Rattray. She has been all over pucks, and she'll manufacture herself a goal. What a job.
She has 1 goal so far this season, this time on a different line, as we see a chance by Knight. Stopped by Shuley as she scrambles for the puck.
Knight with a great job shooting short side off the glove side, trying to produce a rebound, and got one.
2 strong shifts in a row by Boston as they continue to bring the pressure. Knight can't get the shot off. It was offside, as it looked like they had numbers.
We got offense going now. Both teams have found their game. Both teams have found their transition, and they are going to the net with reckless abandon. New York with a real good chance here. Little dipsy doodle in the middle. Rattray follows up her opportunity. I love her reaction. She thought she had hit Pater. And there's the shot by Knight. Knight was a little bit from distance.
And the goaltender, Julie, with a good angle. It was a hard shot to score on, but I love the idea of putting it off the glove, knowing that you're probably going to get a good rebound out of it.
I think Coach Courtney Castle's probably happy with where that line has been early on in that new combination of Knight, Brandt, and Shirley. They've generated a lot of offense for Boston so far, so maybe this is a combination that they'll go to more often as Jakes takes the shot from the point that goes wide. The other way, it's Bate. Poke checked. So Boston takes back possession. Bate taking it back. Schaafsal up ahead for Wenskowski. Morin stretches the pass forward. Mueller picks up the puck, sends it across, but doesn't connect with Wenskowski. Drop for Rattray. Drifting behind the Montreal net. Out in front, and Montreal commits the penalty. Trying to stop Fratkin as she went towards goal.
Well, Fratkin dives in, and once again, seeing the defenseman get actively involved, and really nice play here by Boston. They've strung together 2 or 3 really good shifts, and out of those shifts, they've created offensive chances. It hasn't just been possession time. It's been threatening the net at all occasions. They had a couple of good chances a moment ago when Kowski set up a good chance, and Boston's been able to go to work, and now their power play with some momentum.
Jillian Dempsey is in the box for Montreal, their first penalty of the game. Slashing the call as she got up in on the hands of Kaylee Fratkin. So Boston to their first power play. They've been pretty good on the power play this season, towards the middle of the league. 2 power play goals, one by Megan Keller, one by Alina Mueller. Puck tonight in the slot. Mueller saving it to keep possession for Boston.
And Poulin will not let Knight out of her sight.
Keller at the point. Offside back to Keller. Mueller at the top of this circle. Takes the shot, that goes wide. D'Arcangelo controlling the puck off the rebound, but instead it's taken by Stacy. She might have numbers with Poulin heading towards the net. Good play defensively by Megan Keller.
Keller reminds you of Angela Ruggiero. They're so similar.
Knight impeded with as she tried to play the puck. Gable steps into that shot, but it goes into the glove of Chuli.
Couple good chances by Boston as they move the puck around with some open space up top. And a great job here to get a shot to the front of the net as they are hustling, they're on their horse, and Gable with a good chance and nice rebound control. But Keller made a real good play as that 2-on-1 came back the other way. Real good positioning.
50 seconds remaining on the Boston power play. Second unit on the ice. At the point, it's Morin switching and setting the puck out in front for Rattray, who gets a jam at it. Stolen and cleared by Katie Tabin. Under 30 to go in the power play. Rattray corrals it on the backhand, one-handed. Marvin making a move towards the net. Held up along the corner boards as Montreal just wanting to waste down as much time as possible on this first Boston power play. It's pulled to the point for Schaafsal, across for Morin. Spun on the side of the goal by Gable, and that will kill off the first Boston power play. We're back to 5-on-5.
Love that opportunity by Gable. No real chance to get the puck to the front of the net, no real space. Those dead angle chances are like today's grade A's with the way that goaltenders default into the RVH, and a really nice job that produced a rebound.
Boston lost possession in the Montreal end of the ice. Taken by DiGirolamo to Emily Brown. Brown over the blue line. Takes it all the way to the end boards, takes the check, but the puck comes loose to Pelkey. Pelkey back low for Gerard. This fourth line hasn't seen a whole lot of time in the game for Boston today. Last game, Cody Kessel was really distributing that playing time, but a little bit less so far against Montreal. It is 1-0. Boston, a great sports city to play in and around. Like you mentioned, playing at UVM, she was their top scorer until Teresa Schaafsal came around. Had a great, both of those players having great careers at UVM, now playing together for Boston. Maureen Murphy, patient, takes the wrist shot, and the rebound comes out to Brandt. Lifted ahead, but chopped out of the air by Leah Lum. Bizal on the back end for Montreal, being pressured by Hillary Knight. That one rolls all the way onto Erin Frankel. Mueller leading the way, has that picked off her stick by Sarah Lafort, the BU graduate in 2016. Rattray brings the puck over the blue line. Mueller laying the check to try to separate the puck. Gable has it at the goal line, out in front, just barely missed the connection with Rattray. Jake's shot deflected out of the air by Tabin on the way through. Just about halfway through the game, Gable knocked to the ice. The Boston bench looking for a call there, but none coming. Jakes scoops the puck into the neutral zone. Jamie Lee Rattray dishes at the blue line. Abel takes one last shot before heading off the ice.
Boston creating more chances, putting Montreal on their heels a little bit because they're starting to gain the line with possession. Not a lot of chip-ins, a lot more possession coming across the line.
Canadian Tire is a proud founding partner of the PWHL. Canadian Tire, Canada's store, here to make life in Canada better. Well, that icing will set up an offensive zone face-off for Boston, as they've been able to put the pressure on here over the last few minutes. Tied up at the face-off dot between Gigi Marvin and Julian Dempsey. That shot by Dempsey just caught a piece of Aaron Frankel.
And DiGirolamo with a nice play at the offensive blue line to slow the attack down. That was a clear-cut 2-on-1, and DiGirolamo with what probably was interference did a really good job taking away the space and slowing down the attack.
Pushed out into the neutral zone, but quickly taken back by Aaron Ambrose, the goal scorer for Montreal in the first. She's a vocal leader for this Montreal team as well. It's one of the elite players and a great quarterback on the Montreal power play. Is Frankel came all the way out of her net to play that puck and took a bit of a bump.
And that's a great non-call.
Ambrose puts that on the ice, but Frankel chipping it with the stick. That shot went behind the net. Montreal keeping possession. Dempsey drops the pass to David. Skating towards it is Laura Stacey. She takes the check. Puck loose in the crease, and we have a delayed penalty too on that play. I believe it comes with that contact on Stacey. We will have the call when we come back. It's 1-0 Montreal. Montreal to their second power play of the game. These two teams met for the first time. Montreal went 0 for 3 on their person advantage as they win the face-off back. Vanisova moves the puck to Polen, and Vanisova just miscommunication, lost the puck, and it went back into the neutral zone. Taven taken down by Megan Keller, who hits the end boards hard.
What a great hockey play by Keller to take Taven out of the play. Stacey out of the play, sorry.
By Gerard. Gerard getting her stick lifted by Vanisova. We mentioned Gerard, number 17 in green, is the player for Boston who has that jailbreak goal. Oh, and that one almost was an own goal. Vanisova put it through the legs of Chuli, and that just was a lucky break for Montreal.
For those that are about my age, shades of Steve Smith and Grant Fuhr in the 86 playoffs.
Oh, this is just a weird play, as we'll take another look at Chuli reacting to this puck coming right back at her from Vanisova.
The puck hits the skate of the Boston player, and that's where it came more towards the net than outside, and you see Chuli with a crazy reaction.
Well, that was off the skates of Gerard, so it would have been another jailbreak goal for her, technically, if that one had gone in. So hit her in the skates, stayed out, as Montreal can breathe a sigh of relief. That came out the other side. A minute gone on the power play. Second unit out there for Montreal. Maureen Murphy with the puck. Skates it towards the top of the key. And Darkangelo lost her stick, but still was able to push the puck out. It looked like it could have been a bad break for Boston for a moment there, but she was able to grab her stick and hop off the ice. Taven slides the pass across. Marchment was heading down the opposite side. Pass doesn't connect, and so Boston shorthanded. Comes the other way. Brandt trying to make a move towards the middle. Couldn't get by the defender. Murphy lobs that on her former teammate, Aaron Frankel. Held at the point by Lum. Picked off by Megan Keller with 8 seconds left to go on this Montreal power play. Marchment looking to the front of the net for Murphy, who was going towards the cage. And that will be the end of this second Montreal power play. Bizal shot blocked. Montreal over 2 on the person advantage tonight. Girard dumps the puck around, and Boston will change back to its top line of Gable, Bueller, and Rattray. Bueller goes down. She drew a penalty. And so Boston to the power play for the second time.
Boston, look at a man advantage. It was just one of those penalties. You don't mean to do it, you accidentally do it, and you hate that you did it. And Montreal will be in the box on a tripping call here late in period number 2, where Boston has been putting on some good pressure and just had a real good penalty kill themselves to generate a little momentum.
Looks like they're changing up their power play unit as well, starting out with Rattray taking the face-off with Marvin and Gable, as well as Shopsall and Morin. Marvin towards the top. That shot put wide of the net by Gable. I believe it might have hit a player out in front first. Rattray to the point. Morin finds Gable, who leads Boston in goals this season. Morin switching, drops the pass. Gable looking for options. Morin gets it back. Throws that towards the net. Rattray was there. Shopsall at the point for Morin, the one defenseman on this ship. She loses an edge, and so Poulin beat her to the puck, but unable to get a chance on goal.
Good rush up there by Montreal, and a good recovery as they reload quickly. If you're going to attack short-handed, you got to make sure you get the puck to the net for sure. They got the puck at least to the net and down low. Then they were able to reload above the puck, so they didn't get outnumbered going the other way. And Boston still hasn't gotten it back.
Yeah, another turnover this time taken away by Sarah Bujold, and as she sees some time on the penalty kill. Boston trapped in their own end of the ice with 40 seconds left on the power play. First power play seemed to be a bit more effective than this one so far. Mueller stops up at the blue line. Knight steps to the puck. D'Arcangelo can't handle the hot pass. Frankel out to play the puck. 15 seconds left to go on the power play. Dropped for Keller. Move forward. Tips in front by Knight, and Shuley grabs the puck. Shirley has it as the power play expires. And so 5-on-5 hockey here with 3:30 left to go in the second period. Boston looking for the equalizer. Point shot from the point by DiGirolamo. Didn't make it through to goal. Mueller for Shirley, being kept along the boards. And Montreal makes the clear. Some tired players who were out there for a part of the penalty kill come off the ice. Girard takes the puck and moves it forward. Girard's backhand pass picked off by Poulin. Murphy leading the way. Drifts behind the net of Frankel. Pressured strongly by Jess DiGirolamo. DiGirolamo makes the steal, banks the puck up and out of the zone. Poulin with the dump in. Aaron Frankel sets it aside.
The one thing you want to do there if you're the goalie is get the puck off the kick plate. Sometimes when it's lined up against the dash there, it's hard to pick off.
Marchman out in front. It was Sarah Bujold out alone on top of the crease. Frankel makes the stop on that play. Once again, though, Boston finding themselves trailing at home. Gloved down at the blue line. Out of the air by Sophie Jakes. Montreal looking to start things out from the back end. Tabin over the line. Has it taken away by Winskowski. Morin up ahead for Knight. Tips the pass backwards. It's intended for Jakes coming up behind her. Knight with a takeaway. Drops for Jakes, and that play offside.
As this period's gone on, you've certainly seen New York bring it, and they are attacking with speed, they're attacking with poise, and they're finding some open space to create.
And Hannah Brandt centering that line also gives that line a little bit of extra defense. She's one of the best 200-foot players on this Boston team. Very good defensively throughout her playing career up to this point. So they got the offense with Knight and Shirley, the defense with Brandt on this second line for Boston today that's out there on the ice. Under a minute left to play in the first. Puck hits the end glass, bounces a little bit too far out of the reach of Hillary Knight.
One of the best compliments you can give a second line is when you say, hey, listen, they can be a first line on almost any other team in the league. And then that's certainly a credit to your first line. It must be pretty dynamic if Hillary Knight's on your second.
Really hard to distinguish which line is the first line on this Boston team tonight, that's for sure. Hillary Knight being the captain and also one of the most well-known American hockey players of all time as Boston ices the puck. Poulin, so good at the faceoff dot all season.
And I'll tell you what, she's won some draws today, but she's been neutralized and getting the puck where she wants to off offensive draws, and that is straight back into the hands of the defenseman on the strong side. That's a really good job by New York in their pre-scout.
And it was
by Boston in their pre-scout.
Got New York on the line as we get the buzzer at the end of the second period. It's still 1-0 Montreal. It is Keller out on the ice with her D partner Fratkin in today's game. Fratkin looks to play the puck, takes a big bump from Marie-Philippe Poulin. Fratkin knocked to the ice, leads to a scoring opportunity for Maureen Murphy out in front of the goal. Vanasova was there as well, tried to take opportunity of Fratkin going down. It's Mueller the other way, drops for Rattray. That shot wide. Mueller gets the puck off the end wall, putting it onto Chuli.
Rattray was on her way off the ice when that second opportunity happened, but she really helped create the first one, and she has been excellent in this game today in terms of getting pucks to the net, getting some opportunities, and creating offensive chances, and a really nice job by Boston as Mueller goes to the net, lifts the stick, and gets a chance.
Face-off won by Boston, leads to a chance by Gable. Brandt, who has been centering this line with Gable and Shirley. Looks like Knight may be moving back up to the top line for the third period. Shirley taken down in front of the Montreal net. Bette wraps the puck in. Erin Frankel plays behind her own net, not afraid to come out and play the puck. Confident stick handling goalie. Leah Lum throws that onto Erin Frankel. Round ahead, Knight kicking it forward. Totally different look now with Wenskowski and Gigi Marvin with the captain, Hillary Knight. Jakes looks to go to the slot for Knight. That pass was broken up. Lafort chasing it, but that will come all the way back for an icing. Dubois behind the net, looks out in front, Dempsey tied up, at the point, Ambrose, the goal scorer, takes the shot, glove down by Frankel. I don't know how she saw through all those players out in front. Well, Ambrose with great pedigree coming into the PWHL, a 2022 Olympic gold medalist with Team Canada, as well as the first round draft pick for this Montreal team. Wearing the A in this season. Just coming back from Toronto after participating in that 3-on-3 NHL All-Star Weekend Showcase. It's Boston with the puck. Megan Keller carries over the line, dishes to the side. Mueller can't handle the pass. And Courtney Kessel really throwing The line's in a blender. It is Schaafsal with Mueller and Rattray out there. Rattray has the puck bounce forward off her stick, pinned to the boards by Tabin. 16:45 left to go in the third. Boston looking to tie things up, and we get the whistle on the offside.
Shots 18-17 in favor of Montreal.
DiGirolamo can't break it through the neutral zone. It was picked off by Bate. D'Arcangelo taking it back for Boston up the wall to Girard. Instead, it ends up with Stacey for Montreal in the corner. Laura Stacey drags in front of the goal. Frankel with the stop.
The goalies that are good with their stick like that tend to kill a lot of plays.
Shirley makes the move around Catherine Dow. Montreal gets it back. Bijot towards the net. Back behind, looking to center it for Sarah Lafort, who is there, but the pass does not connect. Boston transitioning the other way. Brent gets bumped off the puck by Bijot. She makes the steal. Out in front, Shirley scores! Sophie Shirley's first of the season ties this at 1.
All right, what do we talk about between periods? Who can get a puck behind the defense and then establish a forecheck to try to make a play? Bujo has been so good in this game, and she just turned one over on her backhand, which allowed Shirley to come in late to make a play. Boston put on good pressure. Once again, Shirley layering, staying high.
We talked to her in the second intermission, and we noted that she was having such a good game so far. This time she scores on a line with Brent and Gable.
Coach Kessel has just really moved away from the line she started with, and it paid off with that goal.
Boston has the puck in the Montreal end of the ice. Taken away by Laura Stacey. Gabrielle David with the puck. Former player for Clarkson as that puck comes back out in front. A chance off the post by Rattray. The goal light goes off, but it did not go in. And that really was as close as it gets to scoring. Boston almost taking the lead.
Feasting off the first goal, getting a little energy. Crowd is into it. And Boston sniffing blood in the water here. Playing hard, going for loose pucks.
Artillery Knight with possession. On the wall, hits the trailer, Jakes. That puck taken away. Jakes able to stop it before it goes too far. Boston looking to pressure. This time, almost a 2-on-1 chance as Bate had the puck. Bujo behind the goal, carrying on the backhand. Whips it around to the opposite corner. Catherine Dow gets it to Marchman. Marchman backhand try. Frankel jumps on the puck. No rebound. Let up. So it is 1-1 after this goal by Sophie Shirley.
Just under 14 to go.
Boston almost taking their first lead of the game on that chance by Jamie Lee Rattray off the post, but they will have to find another here.
You get that feeling if Boston gets the next one, Rattray is going to be involved. I mean, she has just been dynamic today.
Yeah, she's been all over the ice. An opportunistic player for this Boston team. Taven handcuffs Frankel with the shot. 13.5 minutes to go in the game. Scoring started in the first period when Aaron Ambrose scored on Aaron Frankel, and no goals in the second. Sophie Shirley with her first of the season a few minutes ago to tie this up. It's poked out, and back to play it is Catherine Dow.
Conversely, on the other side of it, the Montreal Defense Corps has been really active offensively. Tabin, Ambrose have both been really good at getting pucks through.
Pass stretched through the neutral zone. No icing because it was deflected on its way through. Vanasova getting a piece of it. Turned over. Poulin able to make the steal as that very dangerous top line is on the ice for Montreal. Mueller had that pass go too far out ahead of her, so Vanasova takes over. Poulin backwards into the zone. Looking to the point, Rattray blocking the pass. And Boston getting it out. Keller for Rattray towards the goal. Schaffsall heading towards the net. Quickly the other way, Poulin loses the puck. Kratkin guarding her.
Poulin thought she had help coming with the help went for a change.
Winskowski with Knight. Winskowski takes the shot. That goes wide. She had Knight there with a little bit of an odd man rush, but decided to take the shot. Montreal breaking things out. Knight putting the pressure on with a forecheck. Gigi Marvin forcing the turnover. Knight has Morin at the point. Goes there. Shot blocked by Poulin. Or no, by Dubois. Morin's shot wraps around the boards. And the puck poked out by Laura Stacey. Both teams will change off. Skated ahead by Sydney Morin. Morin over the blue line, takes the shot. Julie forced to make another stop on the blocker side. One-timer by Pelkey, blocked by Dempsey. It's been a while since we saw this line with Pelkey and Gerard out on the ice. Looking to get the offense going on that shift.
Well, the Rattray line has been so good. You imagine they're going to get double shifted.
Gerard to Pelkey. They had Chuli pulled to the opposite side, but Pelkey just couldn't connect into the back of the net. Darkangelo has it for Boston. This fourth line putting together a strong shift over the last minute or so. Dempsey tying the puck up along the boards. Taken out by Darkangelo. Boston will change out that Rattray line right back out there. Skated forward by Dow. And she wants a line change. She'll dump it deep and get off. DiGirolamo playing it in front of the Boston bench. Rattray going down to the ice. And another save made by Aaron Franco.
Clearly, Boston dominating play right now.
Brandt with the face-off against Poulin. But possession at the point to Montreal. Lum shot blocked. Shirley has it for Boston. Halfway through the third. Brought in onside by Gable. Puck bouncing. Shirley finds it. Takes the shot. Blocked out in front. And Brandt tried to knock the puck out of the air to get the shot on goal. Now the other way. It's Vanasova running into Fratkin. Murphy's shot stopped under the blocker by Aaron Franco. We are all tied up at 1. Another save by Franco. Rattray, third round draft pick, 15th overall to Boston. So passed up by each team a few times before Boston able to grab her, and today using her on the left wing off the first line, though she has really jumbled the lines up here for the third. DiGirolamo up ahead, too far out in front of Knight, taken by Tabin. Quickly re-entered into the zone by Laura Stacey, who came into today's game leading Montreal in shots, up over 30 shots this season. Has 4 goals this year as well. Darkangelo skates it in, but offside. Bijot puts that shot wide of the net. 8:15 left to go in the game. Puck comes into the neutral zone. Tabin couldn't hold it in. Dow for Tabin, pressured by Gerard, who's great on the forecheck. Scrapping for it right at that blue line, out in front of the Montreal bench. Sent deeper by Rattray. Vanisova almost loses the puck. Rattray gets a stick on it. Tabin behind her own goal. Dow up. Tips off the stick of Murphy. Aaron Frankel playing it back out in front. Almost an ill-advised idea there, as could have been capitalized on. The other way, it's Schaffsall. Looking to go all the way across, but it doesn't make it through. Chad Rattray on that opposite side. Boston will change out its forwards. Fratkin carries up and pushes ahead for Sophie Shirley. Stolen by Brown. Brandt plays the puck. Ahead for Gable. Back out in front. Brandt gets a shot off. That came back out in front of the net, I think, more quickly than Chuli and the Montreal defenders were expecting. Brown at the point. Skates to the high slot. Shot. Glove save made by Elaine Chuli.
Gable made a great play. She was at a dead angle spot. Instead of actually shooting to net, she put it off the side of the net and created all kinds of chaos. That was the end result of it. Really smart headsy play by Gable. And then the second opportunity, we've talked all game long about defensemen being able to walk the line, find the lane, and get the puck through to the front. And Chuli with another big save with a great mask and a tribute to Ken Dryden, the great goaltender for the Montreal Canadiens.
That puck pushed ahead by Maureen Murphy. And we understand Erin Frankel just got her mask done with the Boston skyline, as Winskowski juggled the puck in the air out there with Gigi Marvin and Hillary Knight.
That's one of the reboot of Frasier is using the same thing, the Boston skyline.
Well, I really love all the masks that we've seen from both of these Montreal netminders. Have great masks with Carey Price and Ken Dryden on them, like you mentioned, as well as some pioneers on the women's side of the game.
As you get a look, another chance to see the helmet there with Carey Price on the side.
I'm just waiting for it to get to the iconic Ken Dryden stance of the waffle on top of the stick and then the chin on top of the waffle.
Jakes lays the big check, knocking down Dubois. Dubois possessing, Morin trying to hold her up along the wall. Marchman, back pass for Dubois. Bouncing puck comes to Marchman, centered for Dubois. She can't put it past Frankel, who loses her stick on the play. It's behind the Boston net.
Dubois has been in the paint all night. Inside her check, on top of the goaltender. She has been terrific.
We get a whistle. DiGirolamo shot goes wide, glove side, bounces off the end boards. Popped out into the neutral zone, over the head of DiGirolamo. Stacy with speed on the backhand, goes forehand. Erin Frankel with a stop.
What a play by Stacy. Really good defensive job by Boston, and Brown riding her out.
Well, two of the words that Coach Chevry used to describe Laura Stacy was fast and fearless, and you saw that on that play. Poulin spinning with the puck, loses it. It's Winskowski. Drags by Dow, the defender. She'll have to track back and send the pass. It's Knight behind the net. Comes back to Winskowski. Tries to put the pass out in front. Hits the back of the cage. Stretched through the neutral zone, too far in front of Maureen Murphy. She gets it back on the turnover by Fratkin.
Stay off your backhand. That's just, you don't want to start clearing pucks relying on your backhand. Every coach will tell you to get on your forehand and use your strength.
Rattray turning around, puck ended up behind her. Keller forward for Mueller. Mueller banks it off the wall. Rattray to the point. Jakes to the opposite corner. Schaaf's all getting a piece of it. Jake's gloving it down along the boards. Montreal able to get it out ahead. Marchment has Lafort to the opposite side. She gets it there, but it popped up over the net.
Montreal starting to stretch the rink, and this is something they did against New York in their win there 2 weeks ago. They started springing all kinds of leaks up ice and creating breakaways and rushes with numbers.
The pace has picked up in the last 5 minutes of this one as we go back and forth. Stacy loses the puck, poked away. It's Hannah Brandt with possession, taking it wide to the outside and into the corner. David chips it up but out of play.
2-on-1 chance here as you see Montreal stretches the rink out, fly behind the defense, and that play set up really, really well, and they just couldn't convert as Lafort wasn't able to tap it home. But keep an eye on Montreal continuing to fly the zone. As soon as they see possession determined, their weak side forward is taken off and heading for daylight.
Well, it was a game that required overtime the last time these two teams met. It was once again Montreal with a lead and Boston coming to tie it to force overtime up at Montreal. Aaron Franco will get in the glove on that.
Offensive zone draw for Montreal.
Murphy wins it back to the point. Tabin. Shot blocked by Knight. Maureen Murphy has possession. Back to Tabin. Murphy crossing. Puck comes low to Vanisova. Knocked to the ground. Loses possession. Wenskowski loses it to Poulin. Murphy drops it out of the reach of Vanisova. Knight has it, going 1-on-3. Can't get the shot through by the legs of Erin Ambrose. Knight pinning it along the boards, comes to the point. Megan Keller tees it off, just barely skipping wide. Ambrose gets it up to Murphy, who brings it to neutral ice. Montreal will change. Boston looking to go with a quick re-entry with a minute left to play in regulation. Marchment out. Emily Brown turns it back into the Montreal end. Keppel around to Kennedy Marchment. 40 seconds left to go. You hear the Songus crowd cheering on the home team, Boston, in the late stages of regulation. Tabin's shot blocked by DiGirolamo out of the air. Boston stretch pass. Starkangelo can't make a move past Tabin. 18 seconds left. Marchment. Puck taken away by Hannah Brandt, who loses an edge. 10 to go. Keller around behind to Brandt. Maybe one last chance, but it skids past Rattray, and no more tries in regulation. Megan Keller came real close at the end of regulation.
Great last couple of minutes here. And there's the shot by Keller. It deflects off a stick, deflects off the goal pad of Chuli, and goes wide. Keller had plenty of time, had a lane, lets it rip. No shot's a bad shot in the last 2 minutes of a tie game.
Well, Boston won their last overtime game here. It's 3-on-3 for 5 minutes. And when Knight was asked what's the most important thing in overtime, she did say possession, possession, possession. As you see, Murphy's shot gloved down by Frankel.
There was a loose puck right off the get-go. Each team had a good touch on it. Montreal took over.
Rattray ahead. Mueller settles, drops for Keller. Megan Keller, who had some practice up in Toronto for the All-Star game in this 3-on-3 format.
If you don't like what's presented, take it back, change, and start over.
Mueller fakes the shot, slides across. Shirley has it gloved down by Chuli. Coming out to play, Frankel thinking about it. She doesn't fully commit. And that was almost bad news as Laura Stacy had some space, but Frankel making maybe just a little bit too hesitant with the read.
It did look like it was going to be a clear-cut breakaway, but on the other hand, Frankel had to respect the fact that there were two players coming for a puck, and she didn't want to get in the way of her own defense person.
Yeah, Frankel even lost her stick in the process. Knight puts that off the pads. She had an overtime winner here at Songus last week. Vanasova can't make the move towards the net. Bugeaud passing to Taven. She slows things down. Wants to go all the way back behind Chuli to set things up. Gave Boston some time to change out the personnel they wanted. Poulin off the bench, drops a pass. David can't get that through to Frankel. And play continues. At neutral ice, Poulin has it stolen away by Darkangelo. Darkangelo hits it out of the air, stopped by Chuli. It was a good feed by Pelkey.
You see the experience and the IQ of Poulin as she pulls a crisscross right on the nose of the goalie almost. So by doing that, she takes out the defenseman and causes a gap in the crisscross. Then the other way, 2-on-1. This is a more direct chance in the front of the net. And a huge stop by Chuli on Darkangelo.
Well, this time it was Mueller winning the faceoff against Poulin. Pelkey takes the check. Stolen away by Laura Stacy. Out there with Ambrose and Poulin. Up pass picked off by Mueller, but Poulin able to recover and get the puck back. Ahead for Ambrose, who scored the Montreal goal in the first, has Stacy on the opposite side. She puts it in! Laura Stacy in overtime wins it for Montreal with her 5th of the season.
Well, Boston did it to Montreal up at their home rink. Montreal repays the favor here at the Songus Center.
Good play to the front of the net. Quick little tap in. Keller, 5 in green. The whole rush, she was debating, do I step up further, do I step up further? And it was right there where she went down to get wide. I'm thinking to myself, she probably would have liked to have had a tighter gap, even though it was an odd-man rush. Stacy had gone so deep that Keller would have had a chance to make a play unless it was communicated to. But Stacy, what a tip off a great pass and a wonderful, entertaining hockey game here at the Songus Center.